Said he was feeling good in the lead up to the season, and he proved it in a big way in week 1 with 4 touchdown passes. Had the offense moving at peak efficiency right at the start of the year. Awfully impressive.
Looking to pass, first play is Prescott. That's complete to Lazard. That'll go for a gain of 7, and that's going to bring up second down. Well, this defense for the Cowboys, terrific last week in the season-opening victory.
This defense certainly has a lot to be proud of coming off of last week's game, because when you only give up 14 points in a contest, you give your team a great chance to win. The best defense in the league is usually going to average giving up 18, 19 points a game. So to be under that, a terrific achievement.
It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 4 coming up. You look at this Cowboy defense. They come into this one in the bottom half of the NFL against the run, number 19 overall.
And when people talk about facing a challenge, they are certainly getting one in this ball game, because they're facing the #1 rushing unit in the NFL, which means this is going to be a contest they've got to be prepared for from the first snap.
Excellent play there on 3rd down. Give them 25 yards. And, Charles, this defense, they know that they've got their work cut out for them. Here's a quarterback coming off a game in which he threw 4 touchdowns. They've watched the tape all week. They've seen it, but what can they do differently?
I think they've got to approach it like a pitcher facing a really hot batter. Get him uncomfortable in the box. Change speeds, change locations, change the pitches you throw at him. So show different coverages, blitz sometimes, drop back other times. Just don't let him get comfortable or let him get into rhythm.
The numbers for McCaffrey last week. 2 trips to the end zone and well past 100 yards.
And going back and watching the film, we saw every kind of run from him, didn't we? We saw some power, we saw finesse, we saw speed, and what I love the most, he finished each and every run.
Another run with McCaffrey on 2nd down. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Not enough there for a first. No gain, as a matter of fact. And it leaves them at 3rd and 1. This is 3rd and 1. Very likely 4-down territory, even if they don't get it, though. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Well, he'd been targeted quite a bit on this drive, and finally I think the guys on the defensive side, they said no more. They slapped the double coverage on him, made it very tough for him to get the ball.
And on their first drive, the offense staying out there. They're going to go for it on 4th. From the shotgun, it's Prescott. That is caught. And he gets us down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. Well, they deemed it 4-down territory, and they got 4 yards to pick up the first. Counting down toward the midway point in quarter 1. Back to the ground attack here. It's McCaffrey. Talanoa Hufanga, first-time All-Pro last year, up to make the tackle. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground.
And it's out. He put it on the carpet. But this will get out of bounds, so possession will stay the same. Can almost see inside his face mask there, the look of relief. He coughed it up, but it goes out of bounds. They keep it.
Someone carrying around the lucky horseshoe, aren't they? If I were him, I'd go out and play the lottery after that one. A very fortunate man.
And they're operating in plus territory here. They're thinking points. Definitely don't want to lose the football at this juncture. And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
Now 2nd and 9. Throwing. Prescott. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line.
Hey, we can preach ball want here, but how about that effort on defense? Excellent job inside the red zone. Just took away at least 3 points by forcing that fumble.
So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. Takes it to about the 37. Now, during that run, an injury here. We got one of those big blockers in some discomfort. Well, the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. They'll fake the handoff. Now Fields. He's got it complete to Gibbs. And he'll go out of bounds. It appears right at the 45. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. The Cowboys 1-0 on the year following the win in Week 1, and they were able to get that road victory in the opener. Now they look to get to 2-0 in front of the home crowd.
And look, any road win in the NFL, that's touchdown, Cowboys!
Kenneth Walker, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Cowboys use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one.
Well, earlier in the week when they had their explosiveness that they talked about trying to contain, they were concerned about it all week, yet he still did it to them. Wonder how that's going to carry over the rest of the game.
Extra point up and good by Dicker, and it's now a 7-0 game. The kick team out there for the Cowboys as they run up to send this one away. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. Back onto the field come the New York Jets for their second drive. They had the fumble on the last drive, wound up leading to the opening touchdown. Now they'll try again here, 1st and 10. The drive begins with a run by McCaffrey, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. No big surprise, Micah Parsons doing what he does so well, dropping him for a loss.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Out of the gun, here's Prescott. Got a man right, puts it on the carpet, it's out. It's picked up by the Cowboys. And they'll be at the 18-yard line. Great field position here in the red zone.
Whenever I see a team turn it over on back-to-back drives, fumbles on their last two, I know one person's blood pressure who is starting to rise, and that's the head coach.
Absolutely. And when's it going to go down? When they stop fumbling?
When they stop fumbling and after he's assessed the game film, and only if they manage to win the game.
Fighting, but he can't get away forever, and down he goes. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
I know I'm supposed to do the analysis here, but I've got to ask, how did he stay alive that long in the pocket?
Yeah, great footwork, which we know he has. If he would have been able to stay alive, get rid of the touchdown! Trey McBride from 21 yards away. And the Cowboys are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Well, this offensive unit, they were solid in the opening week victory, and now they are looking just as sharp here in week 2.
And that's exactly what you want, too, because you want to get better each and every week and really ramp up as the season goes on. I know it's still early in the season and a lot can happen, but this offense, they look like they're going to be fun to watch each and every time out.
Extra point up and good by Dicker, and it's now 14-0. The kick team out there for the Cowboys as they run up to send this one away. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. The Jets with the football here to start the second quarter as they've got it 2nd and 7. Prescott from the gun. That's complete right side to Lazard. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. 3rd catch of this first half for him, and this one is a first down.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half. I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8. Ball on the 40 now. Here's 2nd down and 2. A handoff left, McCaffrey. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a 1st down. Keep the sticks moving.
And some nifty running here as he'll take this across midfield and down to the 47.
Holding offense.
And that's on big Mekhi Becton, 1st-round pick in 2020. Here's Prescott. And looking for Kittle, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Roquan Smith. Evades him at the 20. And they will be set up now as he brings this thing all the way back inside the 20.
All right, let's go ahead and just add it up here. Their last 3 drives, 2 fumbles and an interception. Somewhere, to paraphrase one of the great coaches of the NFL, they're asking on that sideline, what the heck is going on out there?
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. On play action, Fields. Throw left side, hauled in by McBride. Touchdown, Cowboys! Trey McBride with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Cowboys have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns. So they get their tight end away from the line to the outside, and he works his way in for 6.
Tight ends are not just blockers anymore. I don't know how many more times we need examples, but here's a great one. Gets to the outside, they give him the ball pretty quickly, and they trust him to get those extra yards, and boy, did he come through, bowling his way into the end zone after the nice catch.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
They'll run with Gibbs. And he's going to get him about 3 yards closer. He's down to about the 2.
Definitely an important sequence here for this defense. They've had their share of struggles in this 1st half. They just cannot afford to give up another touchdown here.
2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that. Touchdown! Jalen Waddle, a 2-yard touchdown grab. As his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further. So, Charles, that's 3 touchdowns on 3 drives, and it's just been an offensive barrage so far.
Great word, partner, using barrage right there. I'm going to add another word if you don't mind. How about perfection? No surprise that they're leading right now. Absolute dominance throughout this ball game, and no signs of slowing down.
Extra point up and good by Dicker, and it's now 21-0. Scoring summary, 3-play drive. And it was finished off by a Jalen Waddle touchdown. The kick team out there for the Cowboys as they run up to send this one away. Now a hit and a loose football. It's picked up by the Cowboys. And they're already in the red zone. The 18-yard line is where they take over. So problems compounding themselves here on the return. They just give up the touchdown, and now they lose the football.
Yeah, partner, things are starting to unravel a little bit for them right in front of our eyes. They're going to be looking for some answers, and quickly.
5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
And that's exactly what you want on a 1st down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
Sticking with Walker on 2nd down. And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Ken Walker, his 2nd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Cowboys continue to pull away here in this 1st half. Well, it's not too often that you say, hey, this one's going to be over by halftime. And, CD, I know our bosses probably don't want us to say that because they don't want people clicking away. But this one might be over by halftime.
And since you've already put your job on the line by actually saying it, I will co-sign and go with you because you're my partner. We don't mean to do it, but this game has been exactly as you've described. I see no hope for them going forward.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The Jets offense now works their way back onto the field. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
It's another zone defense. It looks like it's open for possibilities, but they did a nice job patrolling the middle of the field and forcing an incompletion.
Looking to throw. Prescott. Throws quickly, and he's got George Kittle. Through the middle of the field. And finally taken down at the 20-yard line. A big play there on the catch and run. 54 yards. A bit of a catch for him to remember. That's number 400 for his NFL career. Not a bad number at all. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Here's Prescott. Dancing to his left. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down.
I certainly like what he did right there because he smartly wanted to avoid forcing anything downfield because nothing appeared to be open. Nice harmless slide there to avoid the big hit, and he gets a small gain on the play.
Prescott now on 2nd down. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And it's picked up by the Cowboys. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line.
Hey, I'm all about defense forcing plays and getting takeaways. But an interception and 2 fumbles in their last 3 offensive possessions.
Time to readjust.
Yeah, you can't just give all the credit to the defense on that. They've got to look in the mirror and take and blame themselves and figure out how to not do it anymore.
We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the 2nd level because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the 2nd level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
23 yards, the final tally. Now a timeout called for by the offense as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. They'll toss this out right to Walker. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. The Cowboys going to use their 2nd timeout now as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Off play action. Fields. He's got this downfield to McBride. But he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. And he's going to battle his way down right around the 2-yard line. The Cowboys signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1. From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. Walker is going backwards as he'll be tackled back at the 4-yard line. 3rd and goal as they look to pour some more salt in the wound. They'll try and run. Walker. And he will take it in for a Cowboy score. Kenneth Walker on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Cowboys would extend their lead here just before halftime. Extra point up and good by Dicker. And that makes this 35-0 now. So 6 seconds, all that remains of this first half as the kick is away. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. All that remains is to snap this once, and that'll do it for the first half of play. So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning. Well, everyone's eager to resume play here in this Week 2 contest, so we push right through halftime and back at it for the start of quarter 3. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Cowboy offense set to go to begin this third quarter. Well, this offense, this team, they are rolling right now, Charles. They've scored on 3 straight possessions. You look at the scoreboard, and they pretty much right now got this thing on cruise control.
Yeah, and this is that time of game where you and I have to be prepared, right? Isn't this kind of like the empty the bucket time where you have to go into your blowout material and make sure you have some different things? That's what we're staring at right now, the way this one is going.
110 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
Yeah, another good run there. He's been such a big part of their success here this afternoon. And that last carry, it puts him over 100 yards now for the day.
Now this one complete downfield on the left side. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 39 yards the distance covered on the catch and run.
Everything's been going right here in this one. This offense, they've been in complete control from the outset. And here's another big play. These kind of routes have been open all game long, and they continue to take advantage.
Walker now on 1st and 10. And a nice job to break free of one tackle, but it slowed his momentum somewhat, and he's taken down right after. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. To throw is Fields. He's got it. And inside the 5 here before he's out of bounds right at the 3. That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a first down there. A play fake, now Fields to throw. A Cockrell holds it in left side. Touchdown, Cowboys! Chigga Cockrell. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Cowboys take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. So I tell you what, Charles, I know that you don't put a ton of stock into power rankings and things of that nature, but another score here, and 2 weeks into the season, this is maybe the most impressive team in the NFL. Would you agree?
Well, they've certainly sold me as they've sold you, and I agree with you. No question about it. They won easily last week. They're on their way to another lopsided victory here. They're definitely a team to be reckoned with, and they are serving notice to the rest of the league.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. So here's the Jets offense now as they get ready for their first possession of the second half. A first down throw for Prescott. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it.
Much like a running back going through the line, quarterbacks have to be aware of protecting the football as well. He left it exposed that time, wound up having it knocked free, but fortunately, had an alert teammate who was able to get it.
So they keep the ball, but work to do on 2nd and long. Prescott. And he'll dump this off to his running back, McCaffrey. And he's going to lose yardage here back to the 14-yard line. They lose 2 on that last play, so things get even tougher. 3rd and long coming up.
Well, sometimes despite the best planning, the defense actually has a plan as well, and they blanketed everyone on that play. They were able to close it down.
Oh, Prescott stripped. Dangerous spot for them to cough it up. Lucky to have recovered because had the defense gotten it, they were already within a shadow of the goalpost.
Yeah, and then you're yelling at your own defense. Sudden change, sudden change. That's not what you want to hear on your sideline. That means you got to run out there and try and stop an offense who has the ball in a very advantageous position.
Here's Williams to return. There he goes, left side. Touchdown, Cowboys. A 62-yard punt return. And the Cowboys extend their lead yet again.
Well, it certainly feels like that kind of game, doesn't it? No matter what they do, it's going to work. That might be the absolute crusher right there. A punt return for a touchdown.
Feels like there's been a lot of crushers in this game. This lead just gets bigger. Extra point up and good by Dicker. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. So after the punt return touchdown, let's see what their opponents can do with this kickoff. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. And New York set to take the field. Well, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Now, a win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
On 2nd down, Prescott again. And the Cowboys' pressure gets there this time for the sack. Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him. And why do you go out and trade for a guy like this defensively? Well, an instant impact in your pass rush is reason number 1.
And let's think about it. You want a guy who can create big plays for your team. Takeaways, fumbles, you name it. That's what you want from the big-time player on the defensive side of the ball.
Now the throw on 3rd down, knocked away and incomplete.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about. And you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent, and that allows you to make a play on it and oftentimes knock it away.
On the return is Williams. 35 yards on the return. Picked up some good blocks as well. And the Cowboys are going to take over in great position here with a 1st and 10. Here we go. Play action. It's Fields. And that is caught. Touchdown, Cowboys. Jalen Waddle. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Cowboys get another 3rd quarter touchdown to add on to that lead. Boy, he has been fun to watch throwing the football in this one. It's certainly not fun for that defense, though, Charles. Now up to 4 touchdown passes in this ball game.
Yeah, we're supposed to be neutral, but I'm feeling their pain right now because he has up the secondary. A clinic on how to attack a defense and take them out of the game.
Extra point up and good by Dicker. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. Time for another drive here for this Jets offense. Well, the disparity in this game, it just seems to grow with each possession here, Charles. They are really struggling. They have not put up a single point, and on the other side, the points keep piling up and up and up.
So you know the frustration level has to be rising, right? So they've got to find a way to quell that, because otherwise they certainly won't get anything done in this one. Keep diving deeper into the offensive playbook, but bottom line is don't quit competing.
Here's 2nd and 4 from the 24. Now Prescott. Pass complete. He's got Lazard. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. It's picked up by the Cowboys. And it's a big turnover there on the final play of the quarter. So it'll be a change of possession on the turnover when we get back. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Arlington. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair.
Here we go. All right.
Following the fumble recovery, Fields flush to his right. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. I guess no need to force it when you can do that instead. First down, 18-yard gain.
That's the first time he's called his own number, but he's got it. With the results, he wasn't just going to settle for a modest gain. To me, he was determined to come through with a big message to a defense that slept on him in the pocket.
Up the middle they run. It's Walker. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. 132 yards rushing for him now, as he has been tremendous all day long. Here's Walker. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Ken Walker, a 9-yard touchdown run. And the Cowboys are on their way to a 2-0 start. Some good running there at the end of the drive. He had the burst that set up the 1st and goal, and then one play later, he's in the end zone.
Brandon, what I liked about that sequence is, I'm not sure who made the play call, but they understood the situation, understood the momentum. A nice hard-charging run, give it right back to him, and let him cap things off.
Extra point up and good by Dicker. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. The kick team out there for the Cowboys as they run up to send this one away. And all deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. And one of the linebackers has got it. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy, because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it back.
One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball, because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling him almost on the spot. That means they have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds. 7 yards there and a first down. From the shotgun, it's Prescott. That's complete to Lazard. And he'll have a gain of 3 to the 33. And now following the completion, we're going to get a stoppage here for an injury. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside.
Let's go now. Let's go. That's what it is. Here we go.
From the 33, here's 2nd down and 7. Throwing, Prescott. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
They'll throw again. Prescott. And it's intercepted. Picked up by Talanoa Hufanga. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Cowboy defense has a touchdown. Extra point try now from Dicker. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. And New York set to take the field. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And, okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points. You feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
Back to it after the pick six. Prescott. That ball caught. Brandon Ayuk. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A really nice gain of 25 yards. Hard to believe his first catch of the game defensively. They bottled him up. That's why they're well on their way to victory.
Put your best cover guy on him and then change the coverages behind him throughout the game. Brackets, double, zone, man, you name it. Make sure he gets a lot of angles.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
Throwing again. Prescott on 2nd and 10. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down. Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. 3rd down, here's McCaffrey. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. Now, during that run, an injury here. We've got one of those big blockers in some discomfort. Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. Here's Morstead now as he sends this one away. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. Kenneth Walker headed back out there. I guess it kind of goes without saying at this point, but he's had a great game, as we like to say, a nose for the end zone, no doubt.
Continues to find it throughout this game, and I'm sure he's got a nice place to live. He might want to make an offer on the end zone for a second home because that's what it's been like throughout this contest. He knows how to get there, and boy, he looks happy when he does.
He's already bought all the property in the end zone. That's the problem. He's going to sell to himself now. That one good for 20 on the catch and run. They have been unstoppable this afternoon, Charles. They just went after them from the start, and pass plays like we just saw, they're continuing their dominance here despite the big lead in the 4th quarter.
And that they have. And
nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. Dicker down to tack on the extra point. Now, this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. The long touchdown pass gets them 6 on a very, very tidy 2-play drive that time. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And all deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. It's picked up by the Cowboys. And great field position coming up in the red zone at the 17-yard line.
Here we go. Good.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Straight ahead, Walker. Walker showing the power. And the Cowboys are going to be set up with a 1st and goal. He couldn't quite reach the chalk, but they'll have it at the 1-yard line.
Brendan, every great running backs coach I've talked with has always talked about when you have great vision, you're not consciously thinking about your cuts and your moves. You're just doing them. And I think that's what we're seeing tonight. He's about to run them into some.
Here's a diving catch right side. And give him another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues. Looking like they're well on their way to a 2-0 start. All smiles right now on that sideline, isn't it?
As well there should be. It's hard to win a game in the NFL. We hear it all the time. We know that it's difficult. But guess who's smiling? But inside is thinking 24-hour rule because we're going to have to play again next week.
Boss man.
Oh, without a doubt. The head coach, he wants them to feel good, but at the same time, find a way to keep improving.
And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. The Jets ready to get going again here on offense. It's been a tough go for them. It's still without any points here in the 4th quarter. And a big deficit, Charles. But they moved the football on some drives. They just haven't had any points.
Yeah, and I know in their minds they're thinking the game plan has actually been.
And Prescott, his 3rd interception. Picked off by Roquan Smith. Oh, my goodness, CD. I mean, this defense just continuing to dominate. They're really dominating on both sides of the ball. But for the defense, that's now 3 interceptions for them here in this ball game.
And what a great teaching tape for this defensive coordinator, right? When they go back and review this game, what does he always tell us that he preaches to his team? We're going to lead the league in effort. Well, they're doing that in this game as well as making big plays.
Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. Charles, they're still airing it out at this point despite that huge lead. And some people may be saying, well, why are they throwing the football? These guys, I guess, are just padding their stats at this point.
Yeah, there are a lot of big grins, I think, from people in their families, from themselves. You're exactly right. Pad the stats when you get an opportunity. It'll certainly help you come contract time.
A good pickup there, 26 yards. They'll run the toss to Walker. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. So a toss play there does the trick as he's into the end zone.
And you don't run this unless you're sure you've got a guy who has the speed who can get to the edge, because what you're hoping for him to win the race to the corner and turn it upfield to the end zone.
Extra point try now from Dicker. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. The drive there only spanning 3 plays. And it was Kenneth Walker finishing things off with a touchdown run. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. Here's the Jet offense now. They head out to take over. Well, I hate to say it, but at this point, I don't really know that they're playing to win with this deficit in the 4th quarter. They're just trying to erase that 0 on the scoreboard, Charles, and get some type of momentum to carry into the film session tomorrow.
If you get any type of points on the board, it'll count as a moral victory, although no one will talk about that in the post-game press conference. That's not something you mentioned in the NFL. And this loss, it already stings and will for a while, but everyone on that offense knows it'll sting a lot worse if they don't put some points up on the board.
A 2nd down throw for Prescott. Able to shake him off. But in the end, the pressure too great, and he goes down. Will Anderson in there to drop him, and that will go in the books as the first sack of his young NFL career. Congratulations, young man.
One thing that I liked about this guy during the draft process was his motor. Of course, I loved his skills, but he plays hard on every down.
And that motor on full display there as he gets his first NFL sack. So this one will end in a victory for the Dallas Cowboys. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense